The Miami Heat's regular season would continue in Charlotte, where a win over the Bobcats would help them reach a franchise best start of 20-6.
LeBron on the lead pass from Wade.
We're going in saying, let's win. Let's win, let's defend, let's rebound, and execute offensively, and then we can be satisfied with the outcome.
But the defending champions will begin to struggle on the road, getting the very best from the home teams, and they would need to respond.
Ellis got it back, got it off, and got it in.
We need to take some steps forward in terms of developing our resolve and road toughness.
The bigger picture, you have to go through these tough moments. You have to figure it out as a team. And so we got to figure out a way.
Miami rang in the new year at home, where a matchup against the Bulls would highlight yet another glaring issue for the Heat.
They out-rebounded you 48-28, and they had 20 offensive rebounds.
Boozer has it trickle off, and Noah tips it back in.
That's what's been happening, so we're not going to get bigger overnight, so we got to find a way to fix it.
Chicago's always been a team that's been able to force you into those tough shots. They were able to do that against Miami.
And the Chicago Bulls beat the Miami Heat 96-89.
Back on the road, the Heat's struggle would continue.
That was a strange trip because when they started the trip in Indiana, they just really came out with absolutely no energy. Miami just looked completely out of sorts in that game, and I think that that was one of the more disappointing performances of the season.
You know, giving up second chance points, we continue to get our rebounders, so it's very frustrating.
George for three. Paul George, been a one-man wrecking crew for Indiana.
Then you go to Portland, you had an opportunity to win that game. You were up 12 points.
LeBron, hammer time.
You're ahead, all of a sudden, Wesley Matthews comes down, boom, three-pointer. Comes down later, boom, three-pointer.
Matthews from downtown. Chalmers for three, and Portland stuns Miami.
I think that trip really opened the Heat's eyes to, we've got to get better on the road.
Try not to let it linger. That's the biggest challenge. You know, just get ready for the next one.
Which was a 29-point rout of the Kings in Sacramento, led by 10 threes from Mario Chalmers, who tied Brian Shaw's single-game Heat record.
Three for Chalmers. Couple.
Oh, boy.
You know, I just want to get back into a good rhythm. You know, especially missing that last shot in Portland. You know, I want to get my mind out things, come out here and redeem myself a little bit.
You know, he just had an opportunity in the last game to hit a game win, and he missed it. I like that he came back aggressive. Credit to him for tying a Heat record, hitting 10 threes. I mean, that's just a phenomenal feat.
Another three.
There's a lot of guys who can do a lot of things in that team. And that night, they recognized that Mario Chalmers was on. They just kept going to him, and he kept delivering.
Mario Chalmers does it. He has tied the record 10 triples.
After dropping a game in Utah, the Heat took on the Golden State Warriors, another game that would have historic implications.
LeBron James has just become the youngest player to reach the 20,000-point mark. Congratulations, LeBron.
With help from teammate Dwayne Wade, LeBron would pass another career milestone in the very same game.
LeBron gets his 5,000th career assist on a cut from Dwayne Wade.
After LeBron's big night, the Heat closed out their road trip against the new-look Lakers in L.A., where they secured a win.
A steal by Wade. Wade to the rim.
They bounced back to end the trip strong, and then you started thinking, does this team need something, some big, to really do things?
The Heat desperately needed rebounding. Today they signed Chris the Birdman Anderson.
Typically, you're not able to get a player of his caliber this time of year. We've always liked him. He fits in very well with what we do.
Chris Anderson changes the dynamic for this team.
I'm here to take care of business. I want to get out here. I want to play. I want to help provide another championship for the Miami Heat.
Chris Anderson, his Heat career about to take flight. Here he comes.
You know, he's a guy who plays a lot of energy. You know, he can catch and finish and block shots.
Chris decided this was the moment. This was an opportunity, and he was eager. That's exactly what the Heat were missing.
And a welcome to Miami, Chris Anderson, and he scores his first point.
Birds were everywhere for Anderson's first flight in Miami, but there was also another happening.
You will have a chance to win $75,000.
LeBron James.
When he wound up with that, I was like, oh, no, there's no way. And then when I see the ball in the air, I was like, oh, it got a chance. So when it dropped, that was awesome. I'm glad to be a part of that.
I heard the eruption, and I turned and I saw LeBron absolutely tackle. LeBron James tackling you at half court in front of 20,000. I think that'll be the lasting memory.
He hit a hook shot. So I'm happy for him. I mean, you know, we might need him to come back to a few games. We need to run a late game situation. We need a hook shot. He the man.
Next up was Ray Allen's return to Boston on January the 27th.
It's always been a hostile environment, but now it's going to be even more, you know, with Ray being in our uniform now. We haven't been back there since Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, so we look forward to it.
Anytime our brothers go back to the place that they played at, we want to, you know, come in and play well for them, and we hopefully we can do that.
Allen leads into three, and there it is. Allen says, there you go, Boston. This is what you're missing.
With the Celtics, it's a rivalry game, and you're in for a tough game.
Miami was competitive, and it was a back-and-forth scenario.
And the Heat now we're going to have to go for the three. LeBron for the tie. Got it with 7 seconds left to go.
But the Heat would fall in a double overtime thriller.
This was a frustrating game because the Heat had chances to win it.
Nothing to hold our head about tonight. That's just how the game goes. You got to play to the very last minute.
And the Heat had a difficult loss. But the highlight of the trip is obviously the very next day they go to Washington, D.C.
Well, today I'm honored to welcome a little up-and-coming basketball team to the White House, the world champion Miami Heat.
This was a basketball president celebrating a basketball moment, and you could almost see that he enjoyed having the Heat there as much as they enjoyed being there.
We kids from Chicago and Dallas, Texas, and Michigan and Ohio, and we're in the White House right now. Mama made it. When you're a kid growing up, you see the president on television, but you never think at any point in time that he would actually say your name, you'd be able to shake his hand or whatever the case may be.
You enjoy, you know, these moments just like, you know, anyone else on the street would come in the White House. You just want to take a little bit of history with you.
One of the things I'm proudest of is that they take their roles as fathers seriously. That's a good message to send. We're very proud of them for that.
That struck a chord with this team more than anything else. I think it was, without question, one of the unforgettable moments of the season.
Before leaving Washington, the team spent time with wounded soldiers at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center.
Thanks for visiting, man.
Man, no problem at all. No problem at all. Thank you for everything you've done for the country. We appreciate it.
You know, to sit and listen to their stories, and to think about what they deal with, and the reason they do it was just very humbling to be here. And I'm glad that we was able to come here and just share a moment, you know, share a second, you know, of the time and of our life as well.
As for a special moment on the floor, a win over the Raptors would give Eric Spoelstra and his staff the opportunity to coach the East in the All-Star game. It would also spark the beginning of an amazing winning streak, led by a series of record-breaking performances by LeBron James.
Just when you thought LeBron didn't have another gear, he started to show you he had another gear.
13 of 14 from the field. He's never been that accurate.
He missed one shot in a game. That's unheard of.
And the only shot he missed was from 1 inch.
LeBron James continues to make history every time he steps on the court. 6th straight game with 30 points or more and shooting over 60%. First player in NBA history to do that.
And LeBron James getting the ball back from a fan about 10 rows up.
That is classic.
Chalmers got a piece of it. The deflection. James to the basket. Throws it down.
You come to expect it a little bit. I mean, he's really improved this year, and as amazing as that is to say, you know, he finds a way to get better.
In their final game before the All-Star break, the Heat took on the Thunder, where even a 40-point game from Kevin Durant couldn't stop LeBron's dominance.
Oh, it's James off the inbound. Well, here comes LeBron, and he puts it down. James to the step back. LeBron James, he now has 39 points.
As great as you are playing individually as well as the team, are you sure you want to go on an All-Star break?
No, I don't. I don't. The way we're playing right now, the way I'm playing, you know, we wish we could keep going.
This win extended the Heat streak to 7, while solidifying themselves at the top of the East with a 36-14 record. The 62nd All-Star Weekend was held in Houston, and the Miami Heat organization was well represented. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh were Eastern Conference All-Star starters, and for the first time, Eric Spoelstra led the East as head coach.
This is an honor. It's an honor for our organization. We have 3 of our players. We're used to saying, enjoy the weekend, but now we get to share the experience with them as a coaching staff.
I was thrilled for Coach Eric Spoelstra. He does such a great job of connecting with his his players. He's so well respected by them and doesn't always get the credit.
Fist up, he's handling. It really is a fun weekend, and it's an honor for them. So we love to be around them when they're having a good time.
The Heat participated in outreach programs throughout the weekend.
Loose ball! Sprint, sprint, sprint!
Coach Spoelstra led the NBA Fit Clinic. All the Heat All-Stars lent a helping hand through the NBA Cares Day of Service.
We wish we could touch more faces, more lives, but, you know, the little time that we have, it was awesome.
And Saturday night, Chris Bosh participated in the Shooting Stars Challenge, and Team Bosh took home the victory.
It's always a privilege and an honor to be here, and then to actually get some hardware, too, is pretty cool.
The All-Star game, for as much as Spoelstra being coach meant something, I think the fact when he named Chris Bosh a starter, you could see these guys are in it together.
Have fun with this. Put on a show. This game is for the fans.
Here we go. Bosh with the stuff.
This is a real cool weekend when you have an opportunity that you're only coaching very best in the league.
I think our coaches, they really enjoyed it. Myself, Chris, and LeBron, I thought we did a good job of just representing our families and the Miami organization.